Hey, what's up, guys? Count Chocula here. Now, I'm on the heroes side this time. Yes, I know. I'll explain later. I'm on the heroes side. I'm on the PC test server. Just wanted to make an announcement that DC Universe Online MEPS announced that game update 32 will be on the live servers tomorrow. That would be December 17th, Tuesday. They're saying the downtime could take up to 6 hours. So they're adding the seasonal, they're adding some changes to PvP, like they're taking some of the home turf trinkets out of the deathmatch maps, where you're not going to be able to use those anymore. There's going to be a sorcery nature revamp of the powers. Now there's some changes, slight changes to some other powers like Celestial. That's another reason why I'm on the test server right now, because I'm checking out the changes that they made to Celestial healing. So anyway, I went and got a healer. I went and got healing gear. I went to Gotham Wasteland. I am on the hero side. Took me forever to find where to go. But anyway, I put together all my healer gear. I got everything modded with the tier 4 mods. I got my CR up to 96 on the test server. And lo and behold, I see Test Ember Fire in the chat. He's shouting he's going to try to do a test server Nexus run for the hero side. And he needs 2 healers, 2 DPS. So I go ahead and shout, I'm down with it. Now, Test Ember Fire is Trex, and at this time he is trying to live stream this Nexus run. Now, he doesn't know it's me. He doesn't, no one in the group realizes that it's me. Some people do know me on the test server from the DCUO Project podcast and my YouTube channel. So anyway, I kind of felt like I was infiltrating the hero side, and I was kind of like a spy, and I was just kind of curious to see what goes on the hero side, And I was, just kind of curious to see what the changes in Nexus are. They said that they're lowering the difficulty down to like a normal difficulty. I'm not really sure what that means, so I thought I probably couldn't get an accurate judge of the situation, because after all, this is the test server. My character's not near as strong on the test server as it is the live server. I've only got like 96 skill points on the test server, and I've only got the I think it's the 85 blood curse gear. I mean, that's my maxed out gear with only tier 4 mods. So I think my resto tops out at just under 3,400 on the test server, which, I figured if they did scale down the difficulty of Nexus, I should be able to manage healing. But I wasn't so sure I could solo heal or anything like that. So anyway, back to the story. It takes, 20-30 minutes to get the entire group together. And I go ahead and turn on Trex's live stream channel just to see what he's saying and everything. So we go ahead and start the raid. I did recognize another person that's been on Trex's live stream. She does her own live streams from time to time, and that's Brittany. As you can see, she's a controller there on the side list of players. Brittany Test. So that's 2 names I recognize. So I felt pretty good about the run, and I thought it would just be kind of funny to jump in one of Trex's runs. He and Super Hypocrite just recently banned me from the chat of their podcast on their Twitch channel for their podcast. Just because I kind of question Super Hypocrite's hypocrisy. He doesn't like to be questioned, especially when he's wrong. But anyway, so I thought it'd be kind of funny to jump in this, record, and maybe make a video about it. So anyway, here we are on our first attempt at the first room, and things aren't going so well. Trex is pretty squishy. I'm spamming heals here, trying to keep him alive. I'm not sure what the other healer is. I believe he might be Nature. I'm not really sure. I didn't ask or anything. Later on, the guy asked me my resto, but it turns out that I've almost doubled his healing out, so it didn't really matter. But as you can see, there's a wipe right there, and me and the other healer were just having a hell of a time keeping Test Ember Fire alive. He was he was getting hit pretty hard. So anyway, I go ahead and tune into his live stream channel because I kind of wanted, I was interested in hearing what he was saying, and come to find out that I guess he said he was having some sort of lag issue, and he was kind of blaming everything on the lag of the PC test, which nobody else seemed to be having an issue with that. Now, granted, I wasn't trying to run my XSplit broadcaster while I was doing the PC test, but I've done it in the past, and 90% of the time it's good. It might slow you down a little bit, and I am, keep in mind I am recording this using Fraps, and Fraps does use some of your CPU capacity. So I've got a couple programs running, but everything seems to be running smooth for me on the test server here. So anyway, but it is what it is. If Trex says he was having a lot of lag, then I take his word for it. So anyway, here we are with the second attempt, and I'm just telling that Trex is just taking a lot of damage. He's not doing a bad job tanking, I don't think, and but I started to wonder exactly what kind of gear he was wearing, because I'm just spamming heals out, and it's just really difficult to keep him alive. He's really getting pounded on. Now we start doing better. Here. We start getting the two of the Luthers down quite a bit. So I'm kind of hopeful we're going to get by this. But like I said, power seemed to be kind of an issue in the raid. And I know Brittany Test is one of the controllers, and I'm not sure if she's the one throwing power over time. I believe she is, but in all fairness, on the test server, I believe I saw them tell us what their vite was, and I think it was around the 1600, 1650 range. But as you can tell right there, Trex went down again. It's putting a lot of pressure on the group, having to try to pick the tank up, especially with that much pressure around him, with the Luthers all standing around him and stuff. And it's really putting a lot of pressure on me and the other healer to try to keep him alive. So coming up here, you'll see that our second attempt here is a fail. Now, keep in mind, this is supposed to be easier than the normal test, the normal live server runs, because in the patch notes for the game update 32, they did say that they reduced the difficulty of the tier 5 raids, that's Nexus and Paradox Wave, to a normal difficulty level. Now, I'm not sure what that means, but I mean, it still seems like the bosses here are, they're hitting pretty good. Seems like you're still in danger of being one-shotted if they leap on you. And I'm not really sure. I'd like some more clarification from the devs about exactly what they're nerfing. Is it that they're nerfing the health of the bosses, or maybe the ads, or are they nerfing the damage done, or just nerfing some of the mechanics, some of the one-shot mechanics? I'd like some more clarification on that, but with game update 32 releasing tomorrow, I guess I'll find out on my own soon enough. So anyway, here we go, and the battle rages on here against the Lex Luthers, and it seems like we're kind of turning the tide a little bit until Test Ember Fire goes down again, and I'm just having all sorts of difficulty keeping him alive. So we got somebody over there attempting to pick him up, and it's just not going to work, and he's going to be out of the fight. And usually, everyone knows, usually in this fight, when the tank goes down, it's pretty hopeless. So I mean, we've got two of the Luthers down to like a sliver of health, but it's just a question of how long we can stay alive. There, they tried to pull me in, and I'm taking massive damage. So everyone starts dropping here. So I just can't possibly keep everyone alive here. And it looks like we're just down to me and one of the controllers. So this is pretty much a wipe. So I can see in the chat that people are starting to bitch and whine and point fingers. And this is where it all started. So anyway, I flee, go back to the repair station, and these guys are questioning the tank's gear. So I guess it turns out that Test Ember Fire was trying to do this in Tier 4 gear. Now this is a Tier 5 raid, whether or not they lowered the difficulty or not. So you're probably going to need close to the Tier 5 gear, at least the 81, the 82, the 83 level gear. But I mean, Tier 5 gear, I believe, is only like 78 item level, and that's just not going to be enough. And right here, I go ahead and inspect him, and yeah, sure enough, he is in Tier 4 gear. So he starts explaining in the chat that, you know, he doesn't mean to waste people's time, but he's just doing some testing to see if it can be done in Tier 4 gear. You know, it's difficult enough to tank Nexus, even if they lowered the difficulty in just the 85 level gear. I know just being Tier 5, when the raid first came out, it was pretty easy to get the Tier 5 gear, and people, you know, tanks were still having a problem because, you know, you're getting ganged up on. You have to sit there and block a lot. If they juggle you, get you off your feet, you're in big trouble. So everyone's kind of pointing fingers here. To me, it was the gear of the tank that was the problem, but just as much it was the lack of power to me. If I would have had a more consistent, steady flow of power, I probably could have kept him alive. But I was running out of power to clip my Admonish Blight clip with Consume Soul combo heal. And when that happens, that's a problem. So anyway, they talking Trex. Trex leaves the group. They tell him to go get his Tier 5 gear. So anyway, what happens next is Trex is still in the group chat. You know, I can hear him on his live stream, and he's not really happy because he's thinking that, you know, he wants to continue this test for his live stream. You know, I mean, I can see his point. This is the test server. So anyway, what happens is while Trex is finishing getting his Tier 5 gear, these guys start talking in chat about replacing the tank, because these guys are acting really impatient and they really don't want to wait around. And I can hear Trex talking about he's getting his gear on his live stream. I can hear him talking about it. And in the meantime, we send him an invite. He declines it because I guess he caught wind of the fact in the group chat that they were trying to get another tank. So anyway, to make a long story short, we get another tank. We carry on and we get through the first boss battle. We get to the second boss battle here, and I'm thinking, okay, everything's go. I mean, we've only got 7 people. We are down a DPS, but we do have a tank now. So, you know, I'm hoping they've scaled this down, the difficulty, and it's easier, and we can do this with 2 DPS. And this tank does seem to be a lot more geared. I believe he's an earth tank. But once again, later on, power just starts becoming an issue, it seems. Right now it's not bad, but the power flow could be a little better, and people are complaining in the chat box about the power. So and they're still arguing about the fact that they kicked Trex out of the group. I guess Brittany, who's on the character Brittany Test, you know, she's been on the source cast before with Trex and Super Hypocrite. You know, she was against kicking Trex out of the group, even though he was in Tier 4 gear, which he really shouldn't have been. So, but you know, she doesn't really mention that. She doesn't say anything about that. So anyway, here we go. We start struggling, and the people are dropping. This is, I believe, this is future. I believe this is future Lex Luthor, and he's dropping that aura of AOE damage, and with the Sentry drone, and it's I've never done this fight, but I knew, if he drops that yellow aura around, you need to get out of there, like I'm trying to do there, but I got stuck trying to pick somebody up right there. So basically, it's looks like it's going to be a wipe. I think somebody might try to get me up here, but no. In actuality, it's pretty much a wipe there because I'm out and I am the main healer, so everyone does wipe. So anyway, I flee back to the repair bot here, and I'm kind of interested to go ahead and repair. And now they're saying that they're not getting any heals. They're blaming on any heals. Well, I'm not sure if they were aware of the fact that that I was picking people. I was trying to pick people up because I believe the other healer was already out of the fight, and it was crucial to pick some more. But we couldn't afford to lose any more people in that fight. Okay, so what happens next is Brittany ends up leaving the group. She just kind of, with no notice, kind of just drops out of the group and leaves us with just one troller. And then, while I'm still listening to Trex's live stream, and I'm jumping back and forth from time to time, I go over there and I see her in the chat, and she's just talking mad shit. She's telling in the chat that we're a terrible group and the PC test players are just horrible and all of this, when she was one of the issues in the run that maybe she should have given more power out. I mean, you just can't point fingers, but I was just kind of shocked that she went over there and just started running her mouth, in the chat. So I went ahead and told the rest of the group that she did that, but she went over there and just basically was saying that we're just a terrible group of scrubs, and earlier in the chat she had called me a scrub, even though that's in my name, but she wasn't referring to that, so I thought that was kind of funny. So anyway, I guess heroes just can't get along, whether they're in the live server or the test server. I guess maybe she's been hanging out with Super Hypocrite too much, because I've heard some terrible stories from some of my friends that have played on the hero side that say that he's just a terrible asshole to play with and all of that. So, but anyway, that was kind of my adventure on the PC test server for the night, and probably will be staying away from the hero side when the new DLC comes out, because I just don't enjoy playing with players like that, like that Brittany. She's kind of a hypocrite that she wants to say that we're a bunch of scrubs, but while her buddy Trex is trying to tank it in tier 4 gear and we can't get by the first room, and she didn't say a word about that. So I just thought that was kind of hypocritical and funny. But I mean, look at the company she keeps. That's kind of the bottom line. So anyway, guys, I didn't mean to ramble on so long about the video, but like I said, Game Update 32 comes out tomorrow. I'm excited about that. Check out all the changes, and if you like the video, give me a thumbs up. And if you can, subscribe to the channel. It's just one click. Just hit the subscribe button. It really helps me out, and I will talk to you guys later.